So the other day I went to Home Depot because I had to go out and buy a snow shovel in the middle of winter. The snow has been so bad here in the Northeast that my snow shovel physically broke in the middle of winter. It's the first time in my life that happened, but had to go to Home Depot, so I went to one here, and I've never been to a Home Depot in Pennsylvania before. Now, I moved here from New Jersey last year, and I don't know, my Home Depot didn't sell this item, but maybe your guys' Home Depots do. But in this specific Home Depot that I went to, there's like a little fenced-in section in the front of the store, and it's like a 3-foot high fence, and inside that fence is a bunch of midgets, or is it dwarves or little people? You know what? I don't know the politically correct term, so I'm just going to refer to them as midgets from here on out. I'm sorry if that offends anyone. But anyways, the midgets are in this little fenced-in area, and there's a Home Depot associate standing there. And I walk up to him, and I'm like, why are all these midgets in this little fenced-in area? That's kind of odd. And he's like, oh, no, these are midgets for sale. You can purchase one of these for $500. And right away, I'm like, whoa, that's actually pretty cool, because don't lie out there, you all know that you've wanted to own a midget in your life. I mean, just think of like the fun things you can do. Like, I mean, you could just like, feed it like candy corn all day or whatever, midgets eat, and play games like Pac-Man with it. Like, you put like a pillowcase over it and like, put 2 little like magic marker eyes on it, and, you chase it around the house like it's a ghost and you're Pac-Man. Like, silly shit like that. The opportunities are endless with owning a midget. But I was thinking about things, and I was wondering if this was right. And I asked the associate, is it okay just to, buy a midget like this? And the associate's like, oh yeah, people buy midgets from us all the time. It's no big deal. I'm like, yeah, but, buying and owning a human being is like slavery. Isn't that against the United States Constitution? And he's like, well, these midgets come from Mexico, and they don't need to go by all the rules of the U.S. Constitution. I was like, all right, I guess he does make a good point. Give me that one. And I mean, come on. What better else a thing could you invest $500 in? I mean, I'm seriously, tell me if there's something better. So the associate picks up the little male midget, puts it in my cart, and he puts it in the front section of the cart, the little child seat section, so the midget's facing me when I'm pushing the cart around. And I'm like, all right, thank you for your help, sir. And I push away the midget and myself in the cart, and we're doing the rest of our shopping. And the midget is kind of like bummed out, like, I'm trying to like talk to him, like, hey, how you doing today, buddy? And it's just like, a glassy stare, and, he's not talking, he's not showing any sort of emotion. And I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta give you a name. You look like a Petey. I'm gonna call you Petey. Do you like that name, Petey? And again, no emotion from him whatsoever. I'm just like, I guess he doesn't understand English or something. I don't know what the disconnect was there. And I'm like, all right, Petey, I don't care if you can understand me or not. We're gonna go home today. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna be the best of friends. We're gonna have a blast. And just no reaction from him whatsoever. But, I gotta finish my shopping, so, I buy what I came there for. I buy 20 rolls of duct tape, 50 C batteries, 20 light bulbs, a bunch of screwdrivers, and 20 hammers. Now, 20 hammers may seem a little bit excessive, but I look at it like this. You can never have enough hammers. I live by one rule and one rule only, and that is always have a hammer. I mean, if you think about it, the endless possibilities of owning a hammer. I mean, I keep a hammer in every room of the house. Like, for instance, let me think of just a random situation where you can absolutely need a hammer. Say it's late at night and you're walking through the kitchen, it's dark out, you're trying to, get a late night snack, and then all of a sudden, bam, you stub one of your toes on the chairs to the kitchen table, and it's, oh God, that pain, it just resonates, and you clench up your fist, and you just want to hit that chair, but you can hurt your hand. I leave a hammer in the kitchen. This is what I do. I go right for the hammer, I pick it up, and I go, there's only one person to cause pain in this house, and that's me. Whack, 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 whack. And you just smash that chair to pieces. You stand over the wreckage and you go, who's the man now? I wear the pants in this household. So anyways, that's one of many instances where obviously having a hammer at your disposal is completely necessary. So I load everything in my cart, get a few bags of mulch, a bag of concrete, a couple rose bushes, throw that in the cart as well, and I start heading up to the checkout. But as I'm heading up to the checkout, I see this girl, it's like some blonde girl, I'm looking at her from behind, and she's ducking behind some boxes and looking up at the customer service counter at the front of the store, and I'm like, what the hell's this girl's problem? I go around to the front of her, and you're not going to believe this. It is YouTube superstar iJustine, and she's on her iPhone, and she's like giggling her ass off. I'm like, iJustine, what are you doing at the same Home Depot as me? And she's like, I'm calling the front desk and I'm going to pretend to order a pizza with a British accent. And I'm just like, that's not funny. So I take all my items and I go up to the front checkout, get everything rang out, go out to my car, load everything in my car, and son of a bitch, there is no room for Petey in the car. I can't believe it, but I look at Petey and I go, Petey, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're going to have to take one for the team. I need you to ride home on the luggage rack. Now, I have to tell you, I don't have anything to strap Petey down with, so I pretty much just take him, put him up there, and lay him down on his stomach. And I explain to Petey real carefully, I go, Petey, you are going to have to hold on for dear life because Archie drives home like a mofo and I have to drive home on the interstate today. That means I will be going at least 90 miles per hour. So anyways, I get Petey's little fists around the top of the luggage rack and he holds on and he seems to be getting the hang of it, and I drive away, and sure enough I do 90 miles per hour on the interstate. I get home in record time because that's just how I roll. I like to make as much time for myself as possible and cut all the corners I can. And I get home, I look at the top of the car, and Petey was there. I couldn't believe it. He held on the whole way home. I was so surprised because I expected him to fly off, do like a triple flip, and then just get like, boom, hit by a Mack truck or something. But the little son of a bitch held on. I couldn't believe it. So I go up, I tap Petey on the back, I go, you can let go now, buddy. And I hit him again, I go, you can let go now, buddy. Petey? And I start shaking him, and Petey, this is sad, but he froze to death. I didn't compensate for the fact that it was 20 degrees out and driving 90 miles per hour into a headwind was... I made a mistake, but Jesus Christ, I was out $500 and the goddamn thing died before I got home. And I mean, it sucked in all and I felt bad. So I did what I thought was the best thing to do. So I was going to, take him in the backyard, give him a proper burial, and, I got one of the best things that you could, bury him with. I grabbed a box of Thin Mints, I was getting ready to dig the hole, and I said, son of a bitch, I forgot to buy the snow shovel. True story.